The cameras were rolling. The audience was buzzing with laughter, unaware that they were moments away from witnessing something they would never forget. It was supposed to be an ordinary morning. The bright studio lights, the warm chatter, the playful banter that filled living rooms across America. Kelly sat there, radiant as always, flashing that signature smile, the kind that could light up even the dullest of Mondays. But beneath that smile, something had shifted. Her hands fidgeted with the coffee mug in front of her, one she never actually drank from. She laughed at Mark's jokes, nodded along, even tossed in a witty remark or two. But for those who knew her best, for those who had watched her for years, it was clear. Something wasn't right. Then, without warning, it happened. Kelly's laughter faded. The energy in the room dropped. She looked directly into the camera, her expression soft but resolute, and then, in a trembling whisper, she said the words that silenced an entire studio. "I will not be returning." For a moment, no one moved. The crew froze. Mark blinked, confused, unsure if this was part of some unscripted bit. But the way her voice cracked told everyone this was no act. The studio was still. You could almost hear hearts breaking. She took a breath and continued, her voice barely above a whisper. "I didn't intend to say this today, but I need to be honest with myself and with everyone watching." The control room panicked. Was this live? Could they cut away? But something about her quiet bravery held everyone captive. Kelly glanced down for a second, collecting herself. Then she said it, the sentence that would echo across the internet within minutes. "I'm not coming back. Not for a short while. Maybe not at all." Gasps filled the studio. Mark's hand instinctively reached for hers. Her eyes were glassy, her lip trembling, but she didn't look away. "For months, I've been pretending that everything's fine, that the smiles, the jokes, the bright lights, that they fill the spaces that have been empty inside me. But lately, I can't fake it anymore." Her words hit like a wave, raw, unfiltered, and painfully human. The crowd was silent. No clapping, no laughter, just the weight of a woman choosing honesty over performance. She continued, her voice cracking through tears. "I've told myself to keep moving, to stay strong, to hold on to the smile. But I need to breathe. I need to find myself again." And with that, the screen suddenly went black. No theme music, no outro, just silence. That silence spoke louder than any applause ever could. Moments later, the internet exploded. Clips of the scene spread across every platform. Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, replayed in slow motion. The tear before her words, the shaky breath, the faint smile that broke halfway through her sentence. People everywhere felt it. The exhaustion, the vulnerability, the courage. Nurses, teachers, mothers, executives, they all began sharing their own quiet stories of burnout and bravery. It wasn't just about Kelly anymore. It became a mirror for everyone hiding behind their own smiles. Mar stood frozen beside her that day, unsure what to do. For once, the man known for quick wit and confidence was speechless. The control room shouted commands, someone yelled for a medic, another said to cut to commercial, but he stayed right there beside her. He unclipped his mic, reached for her hand, and whispered, "I'm right here. You made it through. No big deal." He pulled her close, holding her trembling frame against his chest, and for the first time in their long, storied career together, there were no jokes, no punchlines, just love. Later that night, away from the chaos, Kelly sat on the couch wrapped in a blanket. Her phone buzzed nonstop. Messages from friends, colleagues, even celebrities. Oprah had written, "Your light is your own. Protect it." Andy Cohen had said, "My friend Kelly is the most authentic of them all." But she didn't read them right away. Mark sat beside her, silent. He made her tea, placed it gently on the table, and watched her stare out the window. The city outside was loud, but their apartment was quiet, almost too quiet. She finally picked up her phone and wrote a short post. "Your kindness means the world to me. This time is essential. I hope it reminds someone else that it's okay to stop." Simple, honest, perfectly Kelly. The comments came flooding in. "Take your time. You've given so much. Now rest. Thank you for showing us what courage looks like." In that moment, something beautiful happened. The story stopped being about a television host walking away. It became about every person who's ever had to whisper, "I can't do this anymore." Back at the network, chaos turned into confusion, and confusion turned into quiet understanding. They released a short statement. "For 25 years, Kelly has been part of our family. Today, her honesty moved us all. We fully support her decision to prioritize her health and her loved ones." And just like that, the show that had never missed a beat paused. In the days that followed, the clip kept replaying. Millions of views, millions of hearts moved. People weren't laughing at the moment. They were inspired by it. It was the moment a woman stopped pretending, live on air. Mark stayed home with her. He turned down calls, ignored meetings, and put the phone face down. For once, there was no show to prepare for, no stories to polish, just the two of them. He watched her sleep that night, her breathing slow, peaceful for the first time in months. He thought about everything she had said, about how long she'd been smiling through the pain, about how many times he had told her, "We'll get through it," without really listening to what she was trying to say. He realized then that even the strongest hearts have limits. Even the brightest stars need to dim to rest. The next morning, sunlight poured through the windows. The city moved on, but something inside their home and inside everyone who'd watched had changed. It wasn't about fame anymore, or ratings, or being perfect on camera. It was about love, about balance, about finally saying enough. Kelly's courage had sparked something far greater than a headline. She reminded people that it's okay to step back, to breathe, to heal, to let the mask fall. And maybe someday she'll return, stronger, wiser, softer. Or maybe she won't. Maybe her greatest performance was this act of stepping away, choosing peace over pressure, truth over perfection. Either way, one thing is certain. That moment, that whisper, will live on. Because the real story wasn't about a television show ending. It was about a woman who chose herself in front of millions and inspired the world to do the same. If you felt something watching her that day, you weren't alone. You were witnessing what happens when love, exhaustion, and truth finally collide. Beautifully, painfully, and honestly. And maybe, just maybe, we all needed to hear it too. That sometimes the bravest thing you can say is simply, "I'm not coming back."